Mister, why do you keep staring at my lemonade stand like you want to fight it? I blinked, startled out of my thoughts. It was a sweltering summer afternoon, the kind where the heat clung to your skin, and even the breeze felt like it was blowing straight out of an oven. I had stopped for a brief moment on my usual walk, my eyes drifting, just for a second, toward the little lemonade stand on the sidewalk. And that's when the kid spoke up. He stood behind a flimsy plastic table, his face scrunched in exaggerated suspicion. His hair was a wild mess of blonde curls, and his freckles looked like someone had gone overboard with a paintbrush. "What?" I asked, frowning. "You keep looking at my lemonade stand, but you never buy anything," he accused, pointing a sticky finger at me. "Are you poor?" I nearly choked on my own spit. "What?" "It's okay if you are," he continued sympathetically. "My mom says times are tough. I can give you a free sample if you need." I huffed, adjusting my cap. "Kid, I've got more money than you'll make in a lifetime selling that lemon-flavored sugar water." "Then why don't you buy some?" "Because I don't drink lemonade." The kid gasped as if I had just confessed to a terrible crime. "You don't drink lemonade?" "That's what I said." He stared at me, utterly baffled. "That's like illegal." I smirked. "Oh yeah? Who's gonna arrest me?" "The lemonade police," he said seriously. I let out a short chuckle despite myself. "I'll take my chances." He crossed his arms. "You never even tried mine." "I don't need to." He leaned forward, eyes narrowing. "Is it 'cause you're grumpy?" I sighed. "I'm not grumpy." He squinted harder. "You look grumpy." "Kid, do you talk to all your potential customers like this?" "Only the grumpy ones." I shook my head and turned to leave. "Nice try, but I'm not buying." "You will." He called after me. "Just wait." I waved him off and kept walking, but I couldn't help the small smile tugging at the corner of my lips. The next afternoon, I took a different route just to avoid him. I wasn't hiding, Peresi, just taking a scenic detour. But on the third day, curiosity got the best of me, and I strolled past his stand again. Sure enough, the kid, Tommy, was waiting. And this time, he was prepared. "Hey, Mr. Charles," he greeted cheerfully. "Great news. Today, I'm offering a super special discount just for you." I sighed. "Kid, I already told you 10 cents. He interrupted, holding up his fingers. "Half price." "Still no." He dropped one finger. 5 cents? "Not happening." His eyes gleamed mischievously. "Okay, final offer, 1 penny." I stared at him. "You really don't take no for an answer, do you?" He grinned. "Nope." I shook my head, amused. "Still no." Tommy groaned dramatically, flopping over his table. "You are the hardest customer ever." "Good thing I'm not a customer, then." As I walked away, I could hear him mutter under his breath, "I will break you, old man." And for some reason, I believed him. The next week, Tommy doubled his efforts. He started ambushing me. One day, as I walked by, he dramatically fanned himself with a piece of cardboard. "Sure is hot out today," he sighed loudly. "A cold drink would really help." I ignored him. Another time, he held up a cup. "This batch is extra sweet, just how old people like it." "Who told you that?" I asked, raising an eyebrow. "My grandma," he said proudly. "She used to say the older you get, the more sugar you need to balance out all the bitter stuff in life." I paused because, well, that was actually a pretty good line. But I still walked away. Then came the day he hit me with the big one. "Hey, Mr. Charles," he asked, tilting his head. "Why don't you like lemonade?" I opened my mouth, then closed it. Because how do you explain to a 7-year-old that lemonade isn't just a drink to you? That it's a memory frozen in time? That the last time you tasted it, it was homemade, with just the right amount of honey, poured by hands you haven't held in 3 years? Instead, I muttered, "I just don't like it, okay?" Tommy eyed me like he didn't believe a word I was saying. Later that evening, as I sat on my porch, I overheard him talking to his mother. "Mom, Mr. Charles never buys my lemonade. Not even when I gave him the Super Tommy discount for 1 penny. His mother laughed. "Sweetheart, maybe he just doesn't like lemonade." "But why?" Tommy whined. "It's the best." There was a pause before she said, "Well, not everyone likes the same things. Did you know my mom, your grandma, used to love lemonade? She drank it every single afternoon. She always said it reminded her of someone special. I froze. A strange chill ran down my spine. Because suddenly, I wasn't sitting on my porch anymore. I was standing in a sunlit kitchen, 50 years younger, watching Margaret squeeze fresh lemons into a glass pitcher. Lemonade is summer in a cup, Charlie, she used to say, smiling. It's impossible to drink it and be sad at the same time. But she had been wrong. Because when she passed away 3 years ago, lemonade wasn't summer in a cup anymore. It was just another reminder of what I had lost. I sat there, gripping the arms of my chair, my heart pounding. Was it just a coincidence? Or was there some invisible thread pulling me toward this kid and his lemonade stand for a reason I didn't yet understand? For the first time in a long time, I wanted to know. Tommy wasn't at his lemonade stand the next day. At first, I told myself it was none of my business. Maybe the kid finally got bored of selling lemonade. Maybe he realized it wasn't a billion-dollar industry and moved on to something else. Baseball cards, comic books, whatever kids were into these days. But by the second day of his absence, I found myself slowing down as I walked past his empty stand. The pitcher sat abandoned on the table. His sign, slightly tilted, flapped weakly in the breeze. Something felt off. I told myself to keep walking. I almost did, but my feet had other plans. Before I knew it, I was standing on Tommy's porch, knocking on the door. A moment later, his mother answered. She looked surprised to see me, and frankly, I was just as surprised to be standing there. "Mr. Charles?" she asked, blinking. "Is everything all right?" I cleared my throat awkwardly. Just noticed the kid hasn't been outside. Thought I'd check in." Her face softened. "That's really kind of you. Tommy's been sick. Just a summer fever, nothing serious, but he's been resting inside." I nodded, relieved but still feeling oddly restless. "You gonna be okay?" "Yes, just needs a few more days," she assured me. Honestly, he's been more upset about missing his lemonade stand than being sick. I hesitated. Then, before I could stop myself, I blurted out, "Can I see him?" She seemed surprised again, but after a moment, she smiled and stepped aside. "Of course. Come on in." Tommy was curled up in bed, surrounded by an army of stuffed animals. His face was flushed, his curls sticking to his forehead. When he saw me, his eyes widened in disbelief. "Mr. Charles?" he croaked. "You finally came to buy lemonade?" I chuckled. "Not quite, kid." He groaned dramatically. "I knew it. Not even my near-death experience can change your mind." "You're not dying," I said dryly. "I feel like I am." Shaking my head, I pulled a small thermos out of my bag and set it on his nightstand. Tommy eyed it suspiciously. "What's that?" "Lemonade." His mouth fell open. "You?" Yeah, I muttered. "Don't make a big deal out of it." Tommy still looked like I had just told him I could do backflips. "You actually made lemonade? You know how?" I shifted uncomfortably. "Used to." His curiosity flared up instantly. "Who taught you?" I hesitated. Then, with a quiet sigh, I admitted my wife. For the first time, Tommy didn't blurt out another question. He just looked at me waiting. So I told him. I told him how Margaret used to make fresh lemonade every afternoon. How she said it was summer in a cup. How I had avoided drinking it ever since she passed because the memory was too strong, too painful. Tommy listened, not interrupting even once. When I finished, he reached for the thermos and poured himself a sip. He smacked his lips, considering. Then he grinned. "Not bad, Mr. Charles. Not bad at all." I huffed a laugh. "Glad to have your expert approval, kid." And just like that, something between us shifted. I hadn't just made lemonade for Tommy. I had made it for myself. And for the first time in 3 years, I took a sip. And it tasted like home. After that, everything changed. Tommy got better. And the moment he did, he was back at his lemonade stand. Except now, I wasn't just a passerby. I became his business partner. Well, that's what he called me. "I'll handle the customers," he declared one afternoon, adjusting his toy sunglasses like a miniature CEO. "And you, Mr. Charles, will handle the lemonade. Deal?" I raised an eyebrow. "Oh, and what's my cut of the profits?" Tommy squinted in deep thought. "How about 1 free cup of lemonade per day. I chuckled. That's highway robbery. Take it or leave it, old man, he said, crossing his arms. I took it, and to my surprise, I enjoyed it. Standing there, squeezing lemons, pouring drinks, listening to Tommy chatter about everything from dinosaurs to space travel. It felt like I had found something I didn't know I was missing. Neighbors started stopping by more often. Some of them told me they hadn't seen me smile this much in years. And maybe they were right. One evening, as we packed up for the day, Tommy turned to me and said, "Mr. Charles, can I tell you a secret?" I leaned down. "Go ahead." His voice dropped to a whisper. "I actually don't even like lemonade that much." I burst out laughing. "You little con artist." He giggled. "I just like selling it, and talking to people, and—" He hesitated. "And I like talking to you." I felt something in my chest tighten. Before I could respond, he grinned. "But don't get too sentimental on me, old man. You still owe me tomorrow's batch." I shook my head, smiling. Yeah. Go on, kid. I'll see you tomorrow." The next morning, when I arrived at the lemonade stand, I saw something new. A small wooden sign, freshly painted, hanging from the front of the table. Margaret's Lemonade Summer in a Cup. I stared at it for a long time, my throat suddenly tight. Tommy looked up at me, a little uncertain. I hope that's okay," he said quietly. "I just thought maybe she'd like it." I swallowed hard, blinking back something I wasn't ready to let fall. Then I reached out and ruffled his hair. "It's perfect, kid." And as I picked up the pitcher, pouring the first cup of the day, I realized something. I wasn't just looking forward to tomorrow. I was excited for it. Because sometimes healing doesn't come in big, dramatic moments. Sometimes it comes in small, unexpected friendships. And in the simple joy of making lemonade with a kid who refuses to take no for an answer.